you.
Hi, I was wondering, how accurate do you think your portrayal of Quicksilver was compared to the comics?
Pretty inaccurate. As far as the same for the accurate. No, I mean, there were some great comics that I read of Quicksilver that I liked. I always refer to this one where he's talking to a therapist, and, it's the one where he's got the blue and the silver lightning bolt, and he's talking about his wife, and there's this whole story that I can't even get into, but he talks to his therapist, and he's like, it's kind of like I'm at the ATM, and the person in front of me doesn't know how to use the machine, so he's kind of always this very impatient guy, and in the comic books, he is a little cocky, so I kind of tried to throw that in there. But then when I saw the wardrobe, I was like, okay, this is nothing like the comic book. But it's fun. It's a fun character.
So when are you going to wear that skin type blue outfit?
Oh, I hope soon. Yeah, baby on.
Well, thank you. You're wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Hi.
Look.
It's a little tall. So I know I was in Dennis's panel just before this, and he was talking about how you guys really don't have much backstory on your characters before you get them.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, did you come up with a backstory for March? And if you did, give us a little taste of what it was.
I did, yeah. March was pretty fascinating. There was a great monologue that was written for him when he's talking to the guy that he's about to smash over the head with a hammer. And he's talking about his dad, and his father was the meanest son of a bitch you've ever seen. And he I kind of sort of based all of his problems off of that. His father was a very religious man, so he would give him religious beatings. And there's a scene where this is terrible, I'm naked, cutting a girl up with razor blades and having sex with her while she's strapped to a table. Hey, Dad. But I talked to makeup, and I liked the idea of Mr. March being like a shark who had scars. It's kind of scary. You see those sharks in the water, all those battle scars from fights or fishing hooks or whatever. And I had the idea of his father beating him on his back, and I don't know if you can see it even in the show, unfortunately, but makeup did an amazing job and put these scars on my back. That sort of always drove him to beat down God and sort of become more powerful than God. It gave him the idea of the Ten Commandments, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a great motivation behind what he was doing to try to get those murders done and to get John to do all that horrible stuff. And made me sympathize with Mr. March a little bit. So it was helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So do you think your family is proud of your creativity or a little afraid of your creativity?
I don't know, what do you guys think? Proud. He's dead.
Hello. So I was watching X-Men and I noticed that, when you're running around really fast and all that, you can see your face getting kind of whipped in the wind a lot. And I was thinking that's going to not be good for your skin. So do you have any recommendations on skincare products?
Sarah face wash works quite well. It's very gentle. All right, great question.
I was wondering, from your experience, what would you say is the most important quality for a director to have to be successful?
For a director to have?
Yes.
Patience and strength and confidence. You have to be a born leader, essentially, and be able to communicate well with a lot of different people and make decisions really well. I think it's a decision-based job, and I think you have to be really good at doing that. Being indecisive is not going to do anybody any favors because everybody goes to you to make decisions. That's why Ryan Murphy is such a great director, is because he's very confident and very decisive. He likes something or he doesn't like it. He knows immediately. So that's a great quality to have.
Thank you.
You bet.
So for X-Men, when you're in your speed mode or whatever, how does the cameraman or whoever it is who adjusts the film, how do they get that? Was you touching their faces and just like,
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a lot of CGI, but it is a lot of a guy standing there, frozen, and then I walk up to him and move him or poke his cheek like that. But they record it with this phantom camera, which is this super high-speed camera, and it has to be lit like this, so everything's incredibly bright. And it just shoots it back. I don't know the frame rate. It's something like thousands of frames per second. So they're able to slow it down so it almost stops. They did some amazing tests where they were like smashing watermelons and all sorts of amazing things just to see it in slow motion. I wonder if there's anything online. Maybe Google phantom camera slow-mo. Because you'll see that it's pretty incredible. And then Rising Sun, who does all the visual effects behind it, basically paints in everything and makes it look all the more amazing. The ripples, the raindrops, the soup. It's all CGI. It's amazing.